Hello there everybody, Sam'sTrains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome back to Sam's Trains Live. I am here every Sunday at 2 PM and we're in the second episode now, so welcome. Hope everybody is doing okay. How's everybody's Sunday going? Do let me know in the chat. Anyway, got quite an exciting stream today because we're doing a bit of a Q&A. So people sent in lots of questions last week and Chloe and I have been collecting these questions all week and we're going to get to some of those today as the stream goes on. We have left some spaces for other questions though, so if there's anything you'd like to ask, and we're saying more or less anything, if it's sort of too out there we might not answer it, but Chloe's going to be writing down other questions throughout the stream, so if something comes to you and you'd like to ask it, pop it in the chat and Chloe will get it down. And I should say, yeah, Chloe's here today. She was here last week, but she's going to appear for the Q&A sections. So yeah, looking forward to that. I know some of the questions, some of them I haven't seen yet. So I'm hoping it should be quite interesting. As usual, I am going to be taking requests today. So if you'd like to support the channel with a super chat, that's the little $ in the bottom of the chat there. You can send £5 or the equivalent and let me know which loco and rolling stock you'd like to see in the super chat. And I'll run that for you on one of these streams for your 5 minutes of fame. Also, if there are any birthdays in the house, do let me know in your super chats and I will play you the hellish birthday song. And if you do send in a request today, the most creative request will be awarded these. Got a bit more of a high stakes item to give away. I guess it's a miniature train. We've got a Hornby 6-wheel coach and a 4-wheel coach in the NBR livery, which is a particularly elegant looking livery, I reckon. So come up with a creative request and the most creative of the day I'll be choosing at the end, and then I'll send you these couple of coaches. Yeah, most of the stuff I give away these days are sort of stuff that I've made, so I thought it'd be quite nice to do something from Hornby or another brand, and there's going to be a bit of that over this series as well. Anyway, how is everybody doing? If you want to shout out, pop it in the chat and we'll get to that. Joshua W56 says hi Chloe.
Hello.
She's down there, she's collecting questions. I got her on the floor. That's where she's. That's where she. Anybody that comes and does a job for Sam's Trains, expect to do it on the flor.
Well, actually, I think you can see the back of my head.
Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah. Yeah, we've got quite a few. Mr. Zackoman 1509. Hi, Chloe. I tell you what, we need you presenting this channel instead of me. People like you more than me. Alan Rushton, hello to you. The British Train Man, shout out to you. Peter Ruxinus. Shout out to you. Sim Summer says good. Well, good. It's a positive word. I like that. Adam Rushton says hello to you as well.
Hello, Adam.
We'll get a recording of Chloe saying hello and hook it up to one of these buttons on my keyboard. And then every time someone says hello, I'll just push it. And it'll just be you saying hello. Anyway, my favourite season is season 5. That was out of context, but much appreciated. Thanks for sharing. The Stockton Flyer, hello to you too. Nix NYX, hiya. Good morning from Canada, Sam and Chloe. Thomas Collector 5, that is awesome. I love it when people tune in from around the world. It's crazy, isn't it?
Canada is on my list of like top 5 places to visit.
Yeah, top 5. I think I've got top 70 places to visit. Steam, thank you so much. Hey Sam, could you run the Manor? That's a very popular request actually. In Great Western Green with the Bachmann 94XX and Dapple Egg Vans and Chocolate and Cream coaches. Thank you very much. I will certainly give that a go. And speaking of requests, let's kick off with a few of those because we've got some pretty interesting ones from last week. So we've got Samuel's Locos, who wanted to see the Great Western Manor with a Great Western style freight train, so just a small train with a Great Western toad on the back. ECD Railroad wanted to give Thomas a very demeaning role and has obviously hooked him up to the Beatles train, so sorry about that Thomas, but I'm sure you'll do your best. Mega Train Lover wanted to see the Caledonian 812 with a mixed goods train made up of at least 8 wagons and a dance hall on the back. And mixed into that train I've put a horse box because I very rarely run that horse box, which I think is a pity, so I've got that out and we'll see how that goes. Thomas needs a bit of a warm up because he's going pretty slow, but we'll see how that goes. All right, folks. Thank you very much for those requests, and we've got lots more to come later on. Hello, Sam from Australia. That's another sort of distant corner of the earth, isn't it? That was Comeng Productions. Welcome. Hope you're okay. North Dakota, USA, says Walter Johnson. Yeah, we got quite a few American viewers. That's cool. Normal Jungle 272 is pleased to see the Caledonian. Yeah, I like that one too. It's a splendid engine indeed. And a speedy one at that. Yeah, it's always a quick run of that. And there's Thomas. At least it's an easy load for Thomas, that's the main thing. Not too much for him to haul the Beatles train, because they are nice and light. Now, we've just missed the Manor going under the bookcase, but if we wait, we should see Thomas. In the meantime, the Manor is thundering down the other straight. There we go, looking good. And where's Thomas? Now I'm getting concerned for Thomas, because he's not... oh, yep, there he is, that's good stuff. I'm pleased to see you, Thomas. Well done. And I think he's about to just get a load of ash blown at him by the 812, which is roaring along. Look at that go. Ooh, and you got a nice little shot of the smoke box, or the firebox flicker there. That was cool. There goes the Manor. Oops. That's not the Manor. There's the Manor. There we go. Nice different mixture. And again, we got the firebox lighting very visible there too. That's the awesome thing about these modern locos. A lot of them do just have the lighting as standard now, so it looks awesome. Neil F. Wise, thank you very much, Neil. You want to see the SECR mixed train of my choice. Ooh, got quite a lot of choice with SECR now. Maybe it's going to include the birdcage coaches. That's always a good choice, I think. There goes Thomas. I think we'll spare Thomas the embarrassment of another lap, and we'll stop him when he gets to the front. Here goes the 812. Look at that, look, firebox flicker, how awesome. Right, Thomas, where are you at? Let's bring these all to a stop, actually. Right, I'll whip Thomas off, actually, because we're going to need the Beatles train again for next time. Right, there's the 812, safe and sound, just waiting for the Manor, and then we'll get on and do some of the questions. There we go. Manor safe and sound. So thank you very much for those requests, folks. Nice work. And now we'll get Chloe into the hot seat and we'll do some of your questions. So thank you so much to everyone who's asked a question. Let's get to them, see what we can come up with. All right, go for it.
Okay, so question number 1.
Yes. I ain't looking. I'll look somewhere else.
From NWRJW Studios.
Yeah.
And they said, out of all the models that are being re-released by Hornby, which one of them would you upgrade?
Upgrade. Okay, so I would say, and we've had it requested today, probably the Caledonian single, because that is such a beautiful loco, and you'll see it later if you're not aware of it, but it's a single wheeler, an amazing blue, that one there, if you haven't seen it.
Oh, that's a nice colour.
But the body dates back to the 1960s, so it's an ancient body. Hornby did make a newer chassis, but it's still not that great, so I'd love to see them create a new one from scratch with all the modern details and the firebox lighting and everything. I think that would just be so good. Maybe not necessarily Hornby, I think anybody could do it, but yeah, I think that would be really good to see.
Very good. Mint Chip 5763 said, would you ever consider reviewing narrow gauge locomotives, and if so, which ones do you have your eyes on? Cheers.
Yes, I will consider reviewing some narrow gauge. In fact, I've already filmed the first one, so you've not got long to wait. I won't give any more away than that, but yes, a review is coming, and I've got more than one loco to review. So yeah, watch this space.
What
narrow
size
gauge.
is narrow gauge? Big, little?
It's 00 scale, so this scale, but it's slimmer rails. So it runs on N gauge track, but it's still 00 scale. So it's, you know, same scale, but smaller wheelbase, basically.
Adam Williams 192 says, have you ever been approached by a manufacturer as a result of one of your reviews?
Oh, that's a good question. Occasionally, but very occasionally. Once Hornby got in touch when I had problems with the 822, and they offered a replacement, which I took, which was a little better in some areas. Most of the time though, I've never heard any feedback, and obviously they're completely welcome to feedback if there is a problem that they'd like to explain or talk about, but I have to say it's not something that's happened very often. But yeah, if ever they'd like to though, that would be very welcome.
Brilliant. Also Adam, Adam Williams 192, says, will you be attending either of the new model shows at the NEC this year?
Right, so there's a new one announced in November, actually. I'll tell you about that one. Yeah, there's a new one going on at the NEC. It's not by Worley, it's by a different company, but that's in November. And then we've got the Key Publishing one in April. Unfortunately, because Worley got cancelled, we've gone and booked other things now, haven't we, for those? So on those days, we're actually busy. So not this year, but I think we'll probably, well, what we'll do is we'll wait and see what they're like, see what people say about them, and then we'll save those dates for next year probably.
Yeah.
And then
we never tend to do April really anyway.
No. Well, this is a new event anyway,
Yeah.
so there's a reason we've never done it in April.
Well, it's 'cause
But
it's my birthday.
oh yeah, there's that too.
So it's just
but,
so full of my birthday
nah,
things.
yeah, it might. I don't know if it was on your birthday. It might,
Might
have been.
Might be quite nice actually to do something when the weather's a bit nicer, because when we go to Worley, it's always very cold and very rainy and very miserable out.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, not this year, but maybe in the future. That's what we'll say.
Brilliant. Jeremy Crick says, I've never understood why you never fit the additional parts that come bagged up with the locos in your reviews. Surely it's important to find out if they actually all fit and how easy it is to fit them. So, not really a question, but
No, that's.
I'm going to form it in a question. Why don't you?
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. Yeah, I never have done that. Well, maybe there isn't much of a good reason. First of all, I do like to keep them sort of in brand new condition. So if I'm cutting open detail bags and fitting parts, that might sometimes prevent them from running properly or from fitting back into the packaging again. And I like to keep them in as new condition. Maybe that's just me being a bit weird, but that's just personally what I like. I don't think there's any other reason really. I mean, there is the time aspect, but I could make time if I really wanted to. Yeah, I think it's mainly that. I'd rather keep them in as new condition. Yeah, I think that's it.
Fair enough.
No particular reason. It's a fair point. Maybe it's something I should do, but I just don't.
And the last one is from Train from Canada 43, which is, what is the stupidest thing you've ever done?
Ever done?
Ever done. There is such a long list.
Well, I'm guessing they don't just mean train-wise then.
Just ever.
Stupidest thing I ever did.
See, I knew this would stump him because he does a lot of silly things all the time.
Well, it was probably when, I mean, I haven't had a chance to reflect over all the stupid things I've done in my life, because obviously that would take some time. But I think it would be when me and my friends were filming a video. Let's not get too specific. And they told me basically what I wanted to do was one of the characters in this video was riding off, escaping from me on a quad bike. And I decided it would be funny to grab onto the quad bike and let him drag me along the ground.
Yeah.
You seen that one?
Yeah, I know it.
And I said, I want to do this, and everyone was like, no, you can't do that, you'll be injured. But then when it came time to shoot it, I just thought, I'm going to do it. And it tore all of my trousers, my best trousers, tore all of them, tore all the skin on my legs as well. I had grazes all the way up my legs. Didn't find out about this till later on, and I took my trousers off.
How old were you at this point?
This was 2011. So I don't know.
15?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh dear.
I might have to try and find that clip actually. I've got it somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty stupid. I'm lucky it didn't end worse than that. Being dragged along the gravel on the back of a quad bike without protective gear on. So that was pretty stupid. Probably done stupider, but I don't remember any. So there you go.
There we go.
We can have that story. Great. Well, more questions later, so keep them coming. If Chloe sees good ones, she was going to write them down. And your microphone did not work for any of that. That's why I've been creepily close to you. I will address that for the next section. All right, well, let's awkwardly swap places on camera and I'll find out what's next. See you later, Chloe. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming out. Cheers, folks. Right. So, with that then, we've got some requests left over from last week. But if I deal with that now, I will not be able to fix the stupid microphone issue. So let's see if I can fix this now before we go. Yeah, it's working now. Why do these things happen? Yeah, it's working now. Anyway, so that'll be alright for next time unless it stops working in the meantime, which is not out of the question. Right, request from last time. First up, we have a request from Harry Markham Chapman. Thank you very much, Harry. You wanted to see a very interesting request, a Ruston top and tailing HST style with some coaches. So I've decided to really push them this time. We've got a good sized rake of teaks, and they are struggling a little bit up Gordon's Hill, but otherwise they do seem to be managing it. Quite impressed really by those Rustons, I've always felt that way. Up next we have Alex's Train Productions, who wanted to see a Bachmann 440 and a Lionel Berkshire with as many coaches as possible, egg vans and 5 brake vans. Now unfortunately I don't have the Lionel Berkshire anymore, and I have to be honest with you, it's such a pointless model, I just could not justify keeping it and putting it on one of my shelves. So that loco's gone, so I can't run that one for you, but I have got the Bachmann 440 with some coaches, Southern coaches there, and some egg vans and some brake vans. So it's quite an interesting combination. Thank you very much, Alex's Train Productions. And then Eggs Trains wanted to see the H1 Atlantic hauling some scrap rails. So I've put some so-called narrow gauge track into the Pilchard wagon for you. And we've also got a gun model railgun, some presents and a towed brake van. So a very interesting mix there. Thank you to Eggs Trains, Alex's Train Productions and Harry Markham Chapman. Up next we have a request from ECD Railroad, who wanted to see the unrebuilt Hush Hush with the dynamometer car. Now there's a rare choice, very rarely see that one in requests, so great pick with that one. And then 5 teak coaches. So yeah, great little scenario here. The Hush Hush on one of its passenger runs maybe, and it's just being tested for efficiency or something like that, and it's got the dynamometer. So awesome request, thank you very much ECD Railroad. RDHNLB, this is another creative one. We've got the C1 Atlantic, known for being a passenger locomotive of course, and this time it's got some box cars, and I've given it a big mixture of them, so they're not necessarily prototypical box cars, and I've also given it a brake van as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm looking at this loco in a different light now. Never seen it do freight before, I don't think, unless somebody else has requested it. But RDHNLB, thank you very, very much. And then Jean de Arc Alta wanted to see the T9 and the J83 in transitional green with 6 Southern coaches and 2 Southern vans. Now, unfortunately, the T9 is not available for this double header, and it is my fault. When I swapped the motor or motor mounting bracket, I must have wired the motor up backwards, so actually the direction of that loco goes in, it's the opposite basically from everything else. So it can't double head because it wants to go the opposite way. So that's my fault, I apologise for that. I've put the B1 on instead because that's in a transitional livery, and I hope that's okay for you. I will try and fix the T9 at some point when I next come to service it. I'll swap the wires over and hopefully sort that out. But for now, hopefully the B1 is okay. Thank you so much Jean de Arc Alta for your request, and also RDHNLB and ECD Railroad. Thank you so much. Let's go back to the stream. Awesome stuff, thank you very much folks, and I guess since it's been a while since we've run some live trains, let's get straight on, and magically we've got the next lot. So got some stuff to explain, not so much with the first one. Rathbaster wanted to see Big Boy with a load of freight, so that's a nice easy one, had that one set up. Taggart 00, again, I don't know why we're being punished with the Beatles stuff again, but he wanted to see the Beatles train pack, so yep, we've set that up, there it goes. Now this one takes some explaining. Beaglington on Sea wanted to see a problematic express with the problem class hauling the Coca-Cola Lomac, an egg van, an FNA wagon and a class 125 dummy. The problem is he's picked all stuff that likes to derail, and the only thing is my problem class took me weeks and weeks to create, and if something went wrong with it I'd be really upset. So I am going to intervene with that and say I'm not going to couple it up to all my derailing rolling stock because I just don't want to have an accident with it. So thank you so much for the support Beaglington, but I've just put a more standard freight train behind it just to be on the safe side. So yeah, apologies for that. If it was any other loco, I'd be willing to take the risk, but this thing literally took weeks and months to create, so I am going to be quite careful with it. But apart from that, let's get these going and let's see how it goes. Always a little bit nervous running the problem class in a stream, even if it is with rolling stock that I reasonably trust. So yeah, I'll be glad when it's done its job and I can take it back off again, but we will see. let's actually keep an eye on it, see how it's getting on, because it is hauling quite a bit this time. I'm like a protective mother. I don't like to give my own engines too much to haul, just in case anything goes wrong, which is probably unnecessary, but I still like to err on the side of caution if I can. But yeah, thank you very much, Beelington, Taggart 00 and Wrathmaster. Some cool requests there. Now this bit is the bit I'm nervous about, going behind the bookcase. Seems to be alright, passing the other engines. No problem, and thank you very much to No Man. I just seen that super chat pop up. I love the videos, it's great to see you're still growing. Well, I might be a little taller than I was last year, but maybe a little. Please could you run the County of Cornwall with 5 Great Western coaches, Collett Suburbans if possible. Thank you and have a great Sunday. Thank you so much. That's an interesting one. I very rarely get requested County of Cornwall. That's the, I think that's the 460 county. That's very rarely requested. But yeah, thank you for that. We'll certainly give that a try. I think problem might have run into a problem. I think it's probably just struggling. Yeah, it is a little bit. It does seem to cause locos to struggle that section of the layout. Let's pull it forward. There you are. It seems to be just about managing to haul it. Yeah, single wheelers, especially 3D printed ones. Not powerhouse locomotives. It's probably not the smartest idea really, but you know, I've always been one to try ridiculous things, so I'm not surprised that I went with a problem class. But there we go, I'll pop that one off. Now I can relax. Now it's off the track. And we'll look at the glorious Beatlesmobile coming along, and then we'll get on to some more questions. We have got Crouching Tiger Hidden Adam, who said, can I see Queen Elizabeth commemorative steam loco? That's the hideous one, pulling the Beatles vans, the Coca-Cola bottle and the flatbed with the green underground Ernie HST. Oh my goodness. Yes, I will do my best. Thank you very much. There might be some compatibility issues with those couplings, but we'll certainly give it a try, no problem. I think what I'll do is I'll back this big boy into the siding and then we can leave it on the track till after the stream, because it's quite an awkward loco to move about because of all the different moving parts. Right, there we go. Back it up, nice work. That big boy still amazes me with how fantastic it is. You probably can't see the points from where the camera is, but it's just gone backwards over those points, tight second radius points, with a load of freight, and nothing has come off the track. It's just a masterclass, really. Super impressive. Right, are you ready, Chloe?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Hopefully the mic will work this time.
Is the microphone working first then?
Well, we'll see. It won't work until I set the camera onto us, but we shall see. Say something.
Hello.
Yeah, it's working now.
Brilliant.
Alright. Don't have to be leering at you now.
Question number 1.
Yeah.
K-Class Productions says, do you prefer the Hornby Terrier or the Dapple Terrier? I prefer the Hornby one. They said they prefer the Hornby one.
What do you prefer, Chloe?
I have no.
I think if you've seen my comparison video, you probably know which I prefer. The Dapple one, no doubt, has more detail to it. And I think if it had have been sort of executed better, it would have been the better model. But based on launch, it was quite a bit more expensive. The quality wasn't what it ought to have been, in my opinion. And I've had a lot of performance issues with mine. I've had derailing. It died for the longest time because all the speakers and internal boards and that are kind of just loose inside, and there was short circuits and all sorts. I have to say none of those problems were a thing with the Hornby ones. It's a simpler, cheaper model, but not had issues with performance really, not serious ones at least, and they've been reliable all along and no real quality problems. So I think the Dapple one would have been better if it was produced properly, but based on what I actually ended up receiving, I think the Hornby one won it for me. So there's your answer.
Brilliant.
Fully explained.
Stealth Ninja 5 says, favourite Z-Stack character from Tugs? I know it's Top Hat for Star Tug, as I asked a long time ago.
Yeah, it would be Top Hat for me as well. I must say I've not watched an awful lot of Tugs, but Top Hat's like the posh, the well-spoken guy, isn't he? He's probably, I'd say he's the equivalent to Gordon in Thomas, who's probably my favourite as well. So yeah, I think it would be Top Hat. And my favourite Tugs episode for a bonus probably munitions. That's the one me and my friends always used to laugh about. We should probably watch it one
I
day.
have no idea what Thomas is.
It's like Thomas but with boats. That's a fair
Okay.
description. TV series was very similar to Thomas. I don't know
Is
if
it
it
around the
was
same kind of time period?
same, yeah, roughly speaking. It might have even been the same production company, although I might be wrong in saying that. But it's a similar kind of style. It's quite good. I remember the bits I've seen were really.
I remember one that had like helicopters and aeroplanes with faces.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was I forget what that was. That was CGI though. These were real models on a massive set. Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll have to show me that.
And the models all live at Butterley at the Midland Railway. You know where we went. Yeah. They live in one of those coaches there. The props. I think they're the original props. Yeah, they live there, and there's an event once in a while where you can go and see them.
Oh, we should so go to that.
Yeah, I've
That's
never
really
been.
cool.
Yeah.
Mr. Matthews says, my Q&A question would be, how big is the Sam'sTrains team? Are there other people working in the background?
That's a good question.
I really like
Yeah, because it seems so obvious to us, but I suppose it's not. Well, generally speaking, it is literally just me. So all the models, all the scripts, the editing, the planning, the accounting, it's literally all done by me. Yeah, it's quite tiring. But we do have the odd bit of help from Chloe, which is great. And yeah, that's nice actually to have a second brain working on some stuff. We need to do more of that maybe. Should probably do some more videos with you and that'll be fun. But yeah, generally it is just me, which is why things take a while to get through sometimes. But it's a fun challenge.
And when I say he works long hours.
Oh yeah.
And weekends most of the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into this.
Yeah, but I do love it though. I think if it was a chore, I wouldn't want to work so hard with it. But yeah, it's what I love. And I've been doing it 10 years now, so it's not something I think I'm going to get bored of either. No. Seems to be here to stay.
You want to expand, don't you?
Yeah, I want to expand if we can. Yeah, get some more space.
Model Railway Fan 38 says, what new loco is on the way? Oh, sorry, I can't read. What new loco on the way are you most excited about?
Oh, there's so many though, isn't there? Off the top of my head, it would be one of the Rapido announcements. Probably the Jones Goods, actually.
Did we see any of these at Worley?
Yeah, we did, but the Jones Goods, I don't think they showed a decorated sample at Worley, so without the decoration it might not look that remarkable, but thinking about what they'll look like when they're fully painted, I'm really excited about that one.
I usually like them when they're not painted though, don't I?
Yeah, you like them
when
in the grey, don't you?
When I see them, I'm like, oh, this is a really nice colour,
Yeah.
and then it's not what it's
No,
meant to be.
yeah, the Jones Goods for me is something I'm really looking forward to seeing. So
Very
we'll
exciting.
see if they turn out good. Hopefully they do.
Yes. Azuma asks, what is your favourite roller coaster?
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, there's so many. The thing is, we've not been out of the UK to ride rides for a long time, so...
Well, I haven't ever.
No, I haven't for a long time. So it would probably be one of the British rides, probably Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. That one's great. Double launch, few inversions.
I'm a big roller coaster fan. I cannot.
No, you
stand.
can't handle
No,
it, can
I can't
you?
stand it.
I think it would be one of the Blackpool rides anyway. I like the big one at Blackpool actually, but the best bit is the drop. The rest of the ride is a bit tame, which I don't like so much. So I think Icon is probably the best one because it packs a punch right the way through. It's a good ride.
Brilliant. Right, last question from Thomas Collector 5, which is about me.
Oh, okay, go for it.
Says, does Chloe have a model railway or is interested in creating one?
Go on, tell them about your railway.
Yes, I have one bigger than this.
Yeah, it's in a warehouse. Well, I can't answer for you.
Do I have a railway?
I can say that no, she does not have a railway. Would you like to create one?
No, not really. I think
No.
I'm excited for one day when you get to do your own layout, like a proper
Yeah,
layout in a
proper
space
one.
where you're going to stay and
Yep.
everything like that.
You're going to help me with
I'm
that,
very
aren't you?
excited. I'm more. Do I have an interest in it? Not really.
No.
Not the trains themselves. I think they like cool and it fascinates me how it's all done.
Yeah.
But watching them run, not so much. I think my interest comes more in the layout building. And
Yeah.
when we go to Worley, I'm always really interested in looking at how people do it because I just think it's really impressive.
Yeah,
Like the
I
things
was
that
gonna
people
say.
do. So I'm very excited for when you build a proper proper layout,
Yeah.
not on the carpet.
Yeah. And it seems like your interest has always been in more of the sort of community and visiting people and
Oh, I
hearing
love that. If I
how
could
it
go to a
all
heritage
works.
railway like every week, I would.
Yeah,
I absolutely
and
love
things
it.
when we go to Worley, you always
Yeah.
like seeing the different people and what they're all up to, and that it's an
But I
interesting
think
world, isn't
For
it?
me, it's because I genuinely never heard of any of this before I met you.
Yeah,
So then
A lot of
meeting you
people.
and being introduced into this entire world was
Yeah.
just like mind blowing.
a lot of people are amazed by the complexity and size of the industry as well.
Yes.
How many different players there are in it, and all the
Well, that's
different
what I
activities.
mean. And for me, it was learning about all this.
Mm.
And I think that's why when we go to Worley, I'm so interested in seeing like the manufacturers, but seeing the retailers and seeing the people that build the layouts or the people that do this and that.
Yeah.
And there's just so much. When we went
Yeah.
to Worley last year, I learned about was it the Hornby Steam? And there was that lovely
Hornby
gentleman
Steam.
that was talking to us about it. Was it the Steam? And you had to go and you nearly made the train crash.
Oh, that was
Yes.
Hornby magazine. That was.
Oh, magazine?
No,
it
that's
was
when we.
not.
That was the live Steam you're on
Live
about.
Steam,
Yeah,
yes. And
yeah.
like new things I'm still never hearing about. And like that was fascinating.
Yes, yeah, that was
And
cool.
there's just new things all the time.
That was
but-
quite new to me actually. I've never
Yeah.
driven one of those before.
But yeah, I think answer is not as interested, more interested in the layout side of things.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to when you build like a proper
yeah.
full-on
yeah.
layout. That
Oh,
will
very
be there
good.
to stay.
That was a good, honest answer. It would have been
Thank
very
you.
easy in front of all these railway people to say, yes, I love them,
no.
and I've got 3 layouts at home.
How
So
could you imagine?
yeah. Well,
That's
I
all
would
the
have said
questions
you're a liar, and they'd have come after you with pitchforks. So well done for being honest.
Oh, thank you very much.
Good. Well done. We've got some more questions coming up. So if you can think of any good ones,
I'm still writing them down.
still got time to make the cut. All right, good stuff.
Take my
Right,
pen. Goodbye
off you go.
again.
Leave, please. leave us real train enthusiasts to our business. Right, good stuff. Well, we're going to set up some more trains now, so we'll be back in just a second. Don't go anywhere. See you shortly. And yes, the microphone did stop working about 10 seconds into that, but hopefully they still heard you through this. Why do we even bother? Okay, folks, we are back. How is it going? Blimey, look at that chat go. Come on, where are we? Well, we'll let that sort it out. How is everybody doing? The only thing is we've not been really seeing the responses to any of this stuff, but I'll see if I can get a flavour of it. We've got a lot of questions here. We could probably do this again, to be fair. Would people like that? Do you enjoy this stuff, or is it just irritating and boring? Let us know.
Hearing us rattle on.
Hearing me rattle on about roller coasters and tugs. But yeah, if it's something that you like, make it known. Chloe's going to look out for your answers,
I'm looking right now.
so I'll probably miss them. And yeah, we'll do this. We'll incorporate this into future streams and things if it's something you like. But anyway, great stuff. Thank you, folks. So we got some Wall of Fame stuff. So if you've not done it already and you'd like to be a part of this room where all the magic happens, send me a picture of one of your adventures or your layout or your collection, anything like that. If you want to create some artwork, you can do. I'll print it off, show it in a live stream if you like, and then put it up on the wall so that it's kind of part of this room forever. And we got quite a lot. Look at that, we. Chloe's up here for 2 weeks and it's we and not me now. But I will print them off and show them and I'll put them up. Okay, so Joseph G is the first one. There he is. A rainy day. I love that actually. One of my favourite things to do on Microsoft Train Simulator back in the day was drive in the rain. And for some reason that reminded me of it. I don't know why. Because that loco was never in Microsoft Train Simulator as far as I know. Now this one's awesome, and I think Chloe will like this. It's from Austin P, who showed me the Beatles doing their Abbey Road stance on his layout. Now, don't you think that is an awesome thing to include on the layout?
That's really cool.
Just a little Easter egg. So, nice work, Austin. I don't remember a car waiting behind the crossing. Is that part of the album? Maybe not. I quite like to imagine the Beatles holding up the road to take their...
Well, actually, in actual fact, they did. They had to keep stopping and starting because
Oh, did they?
it's a real road.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. What a realistic layout in that case. Alex sent this. This doesn't look fake. This looks like real snow by the looks of it. And Alex sent in a load of gorgeous photos, so I had to choose just one. But yeah, thank you, Alex, for those. I enjoyed looking at them, and I put this one up on the wall for you. So thank you very much. Then we've got this one from Outwards Junction, something a little bit more modern, which I like. Just mix things up a little bit. Looks like we've got a Class 66 or two on there in some interesting liveries. So nice photo, nice bit of composition there. Thank you to Outwards Junction, much appreciated. And then we've got Steam Whistle, which is a beautiful photo. What are you laughing at now? Whistle. I like to say things correctly. Yeah, a mixture of steam and diesel on there. Nice little layout. Seems to have based the track on some turf as well, which is interesting. Yeah, it looks pretty good. With the sort of ballast incorporated track, it's a nice way of doing things. So yeah, Steam Whistle. There you go, I said it properly. Thank you very much. Lord Garrett Productions sent in this. This is pretty awesome. He's got his Uncle Fredrickson amazing balancing military train hauled by some small diesel shunting locos. So that's awesome. I always love to see my models at their new homes. So thank you very much for sharing that. It's glad to see they arrived safely. Levi P sent in this, a loco out of service for a time by the looks of it, covered with a sheet. I actually quite like that. A lot of the time we sort of present locos active in running order and such. It's quite nice to see one having a break. That's just a bit of something different. So very welcome on the wall. Thanks, Levi. And then Soon SF sent in this. It looks like a British Era 1 loco, although I'm pretty sure it isn't. Just look at that. It's almost exactly like Lion or Planet or Tiger or something like that. I just love that Era 1 style. So maybe I should look further afield for more Era 1 locomotives and such to cover on this channel, because I love the look of that. So thank you very much, Soon, for sending in that one. And then we've got one more. This is Corey's 1361, which he sent me. Looks like a Brio compatible one. And I don't know where this came from. I mean, it's quite awesome that we've got a loco for Brio that looks like something in real life. But Corey, thanks very much for sending that, and I'm glad to have something of yours on the wall. All right, so with that, let's get back to some more real trains. Well, they're not real, but they are at least not photos of trains. So this is quite an interesting one on the outside line, and it's a loco that's proved to be pretty popular on the requests. It comes from ECD Railroad, who wanted to see the Great Western Rail motor and some of the six-wheel Genesis coaches which I've set up. Then on the middle line, we've got Sideways 66779, who wanted to see the Wickham trolley. Thank you, Sideways, I could kiss you, because that's very simple, and I like that very much. And then we have George Botterini, who wanted the Caledonian single with some coaches, Caledonian ones. So let's go with that first. Pretty sure George requested this as his member's request, but I guess he likes it that much that he's requested it again, but that's okay, we can do that. Don't think that Genesis coach is on right. Let me see if I can just check, because it was hobbling over those points a little bit. It's quite easy to put these on and have the centre axle not on correctly, because it can slide. There we go, that looks better. Yeah, I'll try not to set myself up to fail if I can help it. And this Wickham trolley stopped. There you go. It doesn't run very often, that Wickham trolley, so it does need a bit of a warm-up, I reckon, once in a while. All right. How is everything going? I can see the Wickham trolley stops already. Chloe, hello? Would you mind just giving it a little push, please? Is that all right? That little tiny thing that's stuck on the points over there. It should be all right once it gets going, but...
Where is it going?
Around the normal way.
Oh, that way. No, I pushed it the wrong way.
Did you?
Yeah,
it should sort itself out. There we go. It's going.
It wasn't very happy with me, but...
No. Well, it shouldn't have stopped then, should it? The silly thing. Where is it? There it is. It's coming. It's made it.
Somebody asked, will you review the Tyco Super Turbo train, and it is a super chat, so I'm asking you now.
A Tyco Super Turbo train. I have not heard of that unless I've forgotten about it. So thank you for that. I'm always looking for new suggestions for what to review. So yeah, thank you. I'll look that up. It sounds insane, which I obviously like. So yeah, thank you. I will certainly give that a look. All right, Wickham trolley seems to be okay now, which is good. Look at that Caledonian go. It's actually not going too insanely fast today. Usually it is a bit of a speedy one. But yeah, today it seems to be being more sensible, which is good. Right, see how the Wickham goes, and then we'll do some more questions. Yeah, the Wickham seems fine, doesn't it? Good stuff. I'm trying to find the Caledonian, it's disappeared. So instead we will watch the rail motor. I like this idea of coupling up the rail motor to some coaches as well. That's something a bit different. And most people have requested it hauling something, which is nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Kelly sent a super chat and said you can't escape my request.
That's true. Kelly, I can't escape your request, that's right. And it's coming up soon. I'll tell you that for nothing. So, yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not looking forward to it because it does involve my sticky demise. But then again, most of Kelly's requests do, so, you know, it's probably shouldn't be such a surprise. But yeah, it's coming, Kelly, it's coming. Right, I'm just waiting on the Wickham trolley now, and then we'll do some more questions. Here it is. And I will look at switching the microphone back on. We'll see, it's worth a try.
Well,
there we go, Wickham
I was thinking the whole time in part 2 I was actually facing you to talk, so I was facing away from the microphone.
Yeah, it's probably going to be fine. It's just the thing is, when we did our other Q&A video, people were like, "Oh, why didn't you give Chloe?" I don't know why I was doing this voice, but they were saying, like, "Why doesn't Chloe get a microphone?"
I know. I've asked the same question.
Well, the thing is, you did get a microphone. It's just it was a bad quality one. You might as well not have had one. In fact, I think the quality of it was so bad that I used this microphone anyway, so it was pointless. But I'm hoping that people can hear you well now. Anyway,
Okay.
I'll shut up now.
Right. First question.
Yeah.
I couldn't see who said this, so
Okay.
I did miss the name, so I apologise. But somebody wanted to know, do you do anything to mark Remembrance Day or Remembrance Sunday?
You are not funny. Nobody asked that question. That is you. You mustn't make Remembrance Sunday jokes. This is because on my first live stream when I was nervous, somebody asked me that question. I didn't want to say, no, I don't do anything on Remembrance Sunday because I thought that would be disrespectful, which I don't think it would be.
No, not even.
But I was worried that it would come across that way. So I said, yes, I go out for a meal. And for some reason, Chloe's seen it and latched onto it, and now she always takes the mick out of me for it.
I think I saw it on one of his videos, and I think I was watching the live stream, not at the time, this was obviously years later.
It was
as
when
I
we were
watching
looking back for 10 years of Sam'sTrains.
Yeah, and as I was watching it, I was like, why did you say that you got out for a meal on Remembrance Sunday? And I think he thought he would feel really bad, but I was like, most people go to like a service, or they just don't do anything, they do a 2-minute silence as a mark of respect.
Yeah.
It just honestly tickled me so much that you said you went for a meal.
It was a bad answer. And to be fair, we have our minute silence. We were in Tesco this time, weren't we?
Yeah, well, we did go to, obviously back in November, we go to the
We
one
did go
in the
to the
local area.
service.
We always go to a service,
Yeah.
and the church service, and
Yeah.
then, like I say, we do our 2-minute silence.
But on the actual Remembrance Day, we were in Tesco.
We were in Tesco, and we had to there were still people, quite rudely, if I might add, that were still
Yeah.
going about their business.
Still shopping, still talking,
And we had to stand there
and
and
watch them do it.
yeah.
It's quite annoying.
Mm.
But
Yes,
that's
just
nobody wanted
go
to
for
know
a
that,
meal,
but now
go
we
for a
know.
meal on Remembrance Sunday. It really tickled me.
Goodness sake. Right, let's move on from this.
Sorry.
This is going to plague me now. Everyone knows.
Right, back to the actual questions.
Yes.
Right, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. It's either Reconfil or Reconfil. Said, can you comment on Dead Rail? This is a battery system installed in the locomotives. Have you ever looked into it?
Oh, yeah. I can't really comment on it because I've not really seen it in action or tried it. But as I understand it, it's this idea of not powering the trains through the track, but actually having a permanent power source in the loco or the tender or something like that, so that you don't have to rely on sort of powering locos through the track and worrying about pickups and such. Yeah, I think on paper it sounds like a great idea. And I think if model railways were invented today, and we didn't have the already electric trains, then it would probably catch on and be the way we go forward. I think, really, most people probably won't be interested in that, only because their setups are set up for electric trains. But there's no reason why you couldn't try something like that in addition. But I would certainly give it a try. I'll try anything. So if anyone's got a specific product to recommend with Dead Rail or whatever it's called, I'll try it. We'll see how it works.
Brilliant. Guitar 60 says, is O gauge growing or in decline?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm probably not qualified to answer that one, to be honest. I can say that there is new O-gauge product being produced all the time.
Is that the really big one?
Yeah, that's this
Yeah.
that one behind me. Dapol is still a big player in it, and we've got others like Ellis Clark, which are producing new locos. So I would say the number of O-gauge manufacturers is growing. Whether the scale itself is growing or in decline, I don't know.
It's very expensive, isn't it?
Well, it is more expensive than 00. I would
As you would
say
expect, but
you get more for your money, so the value isn't worse necessarily. Depends on the manufacturer. But some of Dapol's stuff is very good value. So I don't know. I don't know if it's growing, but it's certainly a scale worth looking into, I would say. Yeah, I like a scale.
Corey Mears, sorry if I said that wrong, said, "Hi Sam, can you review the Batman Rebecca? I would love to see that."
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm keeping. Is that out? Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know why you're asking me.
I'll have to check if it's out. Yeah, I didn't think that was near completion actually. Last I heard that was in the early stages, but as soon as it becomes available, if it hasn't already, then yes, I'll grab one and we'll do a review. Quite looking forward to
Can I
that.
ask why they gave it a name, like an actual human name?
It's a Thomas character.
I thought as much, but I know
Yeah.
that Hattons did some, didn't they? That had like.
Yeah. A lot of
I didn't know if that
engines.
was a thing.
A lot of engines have names, but this is a Thomas character. It's a new Thomas character. I don't think she was in it when we were kids, but she is now,
Oh, I wonder what
and
colour it will be.
yellow.
Yellow.
I believe, yeah.
Ooh, I like
It's
that.
one of those bully Pacifics in yellow.
Very
I think
interesting.
anyway, that's Rebecca Wright. I hope she is yellow now after I've said that. I think she is.
Okay. Azuma says, if you didn't need TARDIS rescue at school, do you think you'd still be where you are today? Would there's another question on that. Answer that one first.
Would I be where I am today? No, probably not. So TARDIS Rescue, not through his YouTube channel, but through his being.
Who he is.
Yeah, he introduced me to model railways, and I think my first experience was playing with his trains, his Thomas engines at his house on his layout, and my second experience of model railways was also with him when, I don't know how he did it, but he got us to go to Butterley Midland Railway RailX, which was an exhibition that happened every year, and I really enjoyed it. I thought, blimey, this is all too expensive, I can never buy any of this. I changed my mind on that later on. Well, I decided to buy some, still thought it was pretty expensive. But that's what gave me the bug for model railways and more specifically model trains and things. So no, there's no way I'd be doing this. Maybe I would have found it through some other way, but no, ultimately I don't think I would have found model railways if not for Dan,
There is
TARDIS
some-
Rescue.
There is some very sweet videos of your teenage years of you guys running trains.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
all the YouTube days.
Yeah, that's
Because where you
true.
used to set cameras up and record yourselves running.
Yeah,
them.
that's true. Yeah, I'm surprised you remember that.
Of course I remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh dear, thinks TARDIS Rescue. What if these surface?
Okay, also from Azuma, she said, will you go back to the Chinese restaurant where you celebrated your birthday in 2018?
For goodness sake.
Very specific.
That's because I once showed one of my birthday cakes after my birthday, which was a penguin, which was really weird.
Penguin?
Yeah, it was a penguin cake that my mum bought for me.
Not the one that had the train on the top.
No, it's
Oh,
the
was that a
penguin.
different
That was a different birthday.
Oh.
This one was,
Yes, I've seen the
you
picture.
cut into the penguin and there's fish inside its belly. Little,
Where was
like,
that from?
goodness knows, some sick place. Little jelly sweets of fish in its belly. It's not the sort of thing you want to think about when you're consuming your birthday cake, is it? This penguin died. But I don't know. So I posted that, and Azuma's latched onto it and wants to know about it. Yes, I've been back. We went back a couple of years ago.
I didn't go. I've
No.
never. I think I have been, but I went before I met you.
Yes,
You told me
yeah,
that
you have
already,
been,
didn't
yeah.
they?
So just for you, Azuma, maybe we should go.
Maybe, although
I'll look
with
for any
being
excuse.
vegetarian,
Yeah, Chloe's
I
vegetarian.
can't really
so-
eat much at Chinese restaurants.
Well, it's not actually Chinese, it's Cantonese. So
Oh, is
there might be
it?
some options. It's very similar, I think. I'm not sure exactly what the difference is, but
Hmm.
there might be something for you.
See, I really used to like the Cantonese chicken, but
Yeah. Anyway, let's not go on a
tangent about
Chinese food
about
tangent.
Chinese food. But it's not Chinese, it's Cantonese.
Cantonese food. again, apologies.
David Kay said, you have just enough space for the locos, coaches and wagons in the loft, but where do you keep all the boxes as there are three or more times the size of the item contained within?
That's true. I was just thinking if it was in shop, but yeah, around this room there are little yellow doors. In fact, maybe this shot was, oh for goodness sake, that fade.
I like the fade.
No, you can't see them, but back here, can you see my finger at least?
Yeah, you can see your finger.
There's a yellow door there, and then there's another yellow door.
Do I need to press a button?
No, it's all good. Same camera back there, in there. And there's loads of space inside those, and there's two on the other side as well. You might be able to, I don't know why I didn't show this side actually. Oh, for goodness sake, the fade's back again. I don't want a fade. No, the fade's annoying. Yeah, you can see a little yellow door there. And yeah, behind these is where all my loco boxes go. But when I want to re-review something, it's very irritating because I've got to climb through the walls, somehow get over the layout, and get in there to grab the old box. But that's where they live. They are pretty full, but I've been saying that they're too full for about 3 years, and still I managed to cram more in. So we've still got some life in the eaves yet.
Yeah.
That's where they go.
Normal Jungle 72 said, if you could purchase any double model, what would it be?
Well, purchased most of them already. It would probably be one of the big Hornbill Bachmann train packs that are too expensive. Maybe the APT or the Bachmann Blue Pullman, something like that. Can't justify those because they really are expensive, but they look good, and I'd love to try one day. So I think that's what I would say.
Right, last question.
Okay.
From BR Dalek.
Okay.
I thought you would like this one.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Have I ever? Yeah, for about 2,000 hours, I would
The
say.
amount of times he talks to me, still to this day, probably only a few weeks ago.
Not too much.
He very often
Sometimes.
likes to talk about Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah, I have played Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yes, I very much like it. It's one of my favourite games. Yes.
There we go.
Right, I think we'll go and play it. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Roller Coaster Tycoon time. Maybe you should play it. Oh yeah, and if you want to see me play it, if you go on my Sam'sTrains Games YouTube channel, it's
Let me know
there.
if it's what you want to see.
No, it's already on there. I've done some. Yeah, you can play it. Alright, what is next? Right, well we've got some more requests, including one where my sticky demise takes place, thanks to Kelly. Here it comes. Up next we have a request from Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5. Thank you so much, Hendrick. You wanted to see a B12, one of my favourites, love that loco, with some teak coaches, which is definitely the right choice for this loco, I'd say. So beautiful combination there. Thank you very much, Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5. Then XRCon42 came up with a very interesting request. They wanted to see my favourite steam loco, my favourite diesel, and also my favourite coaches. So favourite steam and coaches, that's quite easy. I've gone with the H1 Atlantic again and the gorgeous birdcage coaches from the SECR. However, it's a little tricky to come up with my favourite diesel, so then I started thinking what is one of the best diesels, and I've gone for the little Bachmann 03 shunter there, because really I think that one is possibly the most impressive I've seen in a long time. So there you go, XRCon42, thank you for making me think. And then we have another one from Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5 who wanted to see the Merchant Navy class with some hospital coaches and 2 vans. Now I've tried to be a bit creative with this one because usually in the requests I will run the Air Smooth Merchant Navy in the blue or the rebuilt Merchant Navy in the BR blue. I always run those. So today I've gone with Bibby Line, which is in the BR green, slightly different Merchant Navy for a change. And yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful model that one is. So to Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, XRCon42 and Hendrick again, thank you so much for those awesome requests. Up next we have a cool double header from J&W Studios. They wanted to see the LMYR Class 5 and the Midland 1P with some coaches. So I love this request. These two locos obviously quite different but equally kind of similar looking at the same time. So nice little pairing there, and I've gone with some LMS coaches. I guess they're the closest common coaches I could find that are sort of suitable for both. So J&W Studios, thank you so much for that one. What a cool idea. Then we've got another cool one from Air Knight, who wanted to see the D11 in the Great Central livery with Mark 1 coaches. Now this is a pairing you wouldn't really expect to see, and again it's probably completely original, probably never done this before, and I think it looks pretty good. I mean, there's obviously a bit of a mismatch in terms of eras, but yeah, I think the coaches look absolutely fine with the D11, so thank you Air Knight, very nice request. And then we've got a classic from George Botterini, who wanted to see the Caledonian single with some coaches. Now I've only got the sort of old-fashioned Triang style Caledonian locos, so it is that one. It's the Triang, maybe early Hornby Caledonian single, and a couple of Caledonian coaches. Obviously can't handle too many coaches because it's only a light loco, but it's got a couple. It seems to be okay with those, so awesome request. So massive thank you to George Botterini, Air Knight and J&W Studios. Up next, I have a very interesting, as always, request from Kelly Ashford Trains. She wants me to sneeze over a gunpowder van and have it explode in my face. Now, Kelly, I've done my best with this one. I've got the gunpowder van here, it's fully loaded and primed, but my problem is I find it really hard to sneeze on demand. Achoo! Yeah, Chloe doesn't like those because she doesn't like seeing me blown up.
No.
Right, hopefully that ought to fix the echo. I really despair with those microphones because I set the delay so that there wouldn't be any echo, but obviously in usual form this machine decides it's going to do whatever it wants. But anyway, whatever. Right, let's do some more trains then. So we have just 3 left to do. We have Hendrick Motorsports fan 5 who wanted to see Bachman Thomas with a Coronation coach, a Crimson coach and 2 grey wagons and also a brake van, which I've actually forgotten to do, so let's put that on. Excuse me Thomas, now I can't get the requests incorrect. Exactly, Chloe. Then Mega Train Lover wanted to see the V2 with 8 teaks, so we'll see if she gets on alright with those, hopefully. Williamtown wanted to see the Problem class with 8 to 10 Genesis coaches. Well, as you could see by the performance earlier on, I think that would be too much, so I've just gone with 4, and hopefully she'll be able to haul those. Don't forget, the Problem class is quite a light loco, so it's not going to be able to haul too much. The V2 though, that's a different matter. Hopefully that will be okay. There we go, Kelly. Let's put all the box fans away in case they blow my face off.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was...
That would have been so loud.
Yeah, I apologise. Well, actually, if anyone's had their eardrums blown out by that, they won't be able to hear my apologies, but... Should probably have warned about it, to be fair. But it kind of surprised me, to be honest. Sometimes I forget I'm on stream. Normally if that happens on a video I can edit it out, but not this time.
A great whopping
No, it was a whopper too, wasn't it? That wasn't just your average sneeze. That was like a foundation shattering sneeze. Never mind.
Kelly said, a real sneeze, nice.
Yeah, it was real actually, yeah. I forget most of my sneezes are fake on this channel. Must be one of the few YouTubers that has to fake sneezes as part of their expectation. There we go. Problem class alright now. Let's see if it does better on the second lap. I had to help it. No, it's not. Goodness sake, why is it...
It's always that same point.
Yeah, it's this corner, isn't it? I think what happens is the... because obviously it's quite a delicate balance with that loco. If one of its drivers comes up off the track due to the curve, it's going to struggle. So it's probably going to struggle again, we'll see. Go on, go on. No. Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's probably going to save itself actually. Maybe not. Oh, it looked like it was going to, didn't it? Nope. Okay, let's give it a hand. Try one more lap. I did slow it down to be fair because I thought it was going a bit quick. Maybe it does need to go a bit faster. Ah.
Kelly said, hey Sam, you're going over time.
I'm going over time? Yeah, that's true actually. We are at 1 minute past
Nobody
3.
wants you anytime time past 3 o'clock.
No, that's it. Sam'sTrains has overstayed his welcome. Anyway, we'll go through and thank the super chatters for today because there have been quite a few. So thank you so much to everyone. And we need to look out also for the best request, the most creative one, so that I can award those coaches to it. But I'm going to go and rescue the problem class first. It actually did make it that time, although Thomas didn't. There you go, problem. Don't know what your problem is, but we'll solve it. Okay. So massive thank you to everybody for your support, but an even bigger thanks to Beelington-on-Sea, ECD Railroad, George Botterini, Sideways 66779, Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, Mega Train Lover, William Town, Train Boy, Steam, Neil F. Wise, BR Dalek, thank you so much. You wanted to see an 08 Shunter and an 03 or 04 with a rake of box fans. That's gorgeous. Thank you very much. PD, thank you to you. Nomad, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Adam. I like that one. I love that username. You want to see Queen Elizabeth, commemorative Steam Loco, pulling Beatles vans, the Coca-Cola bottle on a flatbread, the Green Underground. To be fair though, that one could be a contender for the most creative. I don't think I've seen anything quite that creative today, but we'll keep looking. Hendrick wanted to see the rebuilt Hush Hush. Thank you very much. Darren Wilcox, thanks for letting me know about the Echo. Honestly, got let down by the microphones again today. Ginger Animator, don't have a question but wanted to say watching your videos over the last month has got me back into the hobby after 20 years. Wow, I'm glad I noticed that one. Well, that's awesome to hear, and I hope you enjoy the hobby going forward. Terence Priestley, thank you very much. Double head a couple of O-gauge locos, that's nice. JW Studios again. Kelly Ashford Trains. The Cynical Engineer, would you consider reviewing the EFE 1959 London Underground stock? Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what the prices are like after a little while. I think at the moment it's a bit too much to pay for. Maybe I'm being unreasonable expecting an EFE model not to be the best, but you can't help but be swayed by past experience. But we'll see. Maybe I'll give that a look at some point. ECD Railroad and Lapis Wade, thank you so much. Okay, we've got...
Sorry, I just hit my hand.
I thought you just smashed your head on something. I think we will pick Crouching Tiger, Hidden Adam. I think that one was the best with all the crazy different, well, yeah, the Beatles stuff, the Queen Elizabeth commemorative logo, Coca-Cola. Yeah, that's quite the combination, so we'll go with that. So thank you very much, everybody. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Adam. Send me an email with your delivery address and I'll get that sent off for you. For now though, let's do a little bit about what's coming up next week. So there's an LNER locomotive coming up to review, plus a new addition to the Hornby Railroad Plus range, which I'll be reviewing. And the next stream is going to be on Sunday, so stay tuned for that, and we will see you very, very soon. Oh no, Chloe's not here next week, are you?
I'm not.
No. But thank you so much for watching. We've got a
I'm just gonna say goodbye.
crouching tiger and hidden Chloe.
Can you speak?
No.
I think it's time to go.
I think it's time to go. Yeah, all right. Thanks, folks. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you soon. Cheery bye now. Hey folks, thank you all very, very much for tuning in for another episode of Sam's Trains Live. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with another episode very, very soon, but in the meantime, please enjoy the videos that I'll be posting on my channel till then, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks again for your support, folks, and take care of yourselves.